And we're about to go out for the first night, and he springs on me. My fuck buddy for the past year is coming with us. Welcome back to 3 Girls, 1 Kitchen. We are back for season 2, and boy, do we have some tea to spill today.
Oh, so much tea's boiling. Let me get the kettle, guys.
Me and Alexa just got back from New York last night. Olivia was there. Our friend Haley was there. Our friend Paige was there. We were there all week just turning up in New York. We went to a basketball game. Mm-hmm. Got a nice little skybox.
Oh, yeah, that was nice.
It was really nice. Me and Olivia were drinking the whole time.
I was like, what do you mean? I was the first to pour the tequila. I was like,
we had a few bottles of Casamigos, and Alexa got mad because me and Olivia were just in the corner the whole time.
Chatting.
Just
literally
talking
no one
about
speak
all
to them.
the boys on the basketball court and narrating them.
Yeah, I remember at one point someone had like an important question. I think someone was trying to get Olivia. And she's like, Olivia, you guys were not listening. And then I was like, I literally was like, oh my God, I hate Lana so much. She's so annoying. Like, God, Lana's so annoying. Literally, you didn't even budge. And I was like, damn, you really can't get through.
Narrating people.
Having deep conversations.
Oh my God.
So after the game, I went on a date. Oh, I
we
don't know if I'll call it a date.
You brought us with.
Yeah. So I got invited to the game, and they put my friends up in like the nice sky booth. And we all met up with them after. What did we have? Like 5, 6 girls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we all went to dinner after. But something super interesting happened to me that actually has happened to me a few times. And I want to get to the bottom of it.
Oh my God.
So we're all going to the restaurant. I had 6 friends with me. They couldn't fit in the same car. And so then we stopped somewhere and we're like, what the fuck is going on? 2 more girls get in the car.
In their car?
In their car. Yeah. No, there was 2 seats left. Okay, yeah. Let me finish the story. All right. So 2 more girls get in the car. We all go to dinner. I sat next to the guy that invited me, and then y'all just sort of like sat around on my side, and then there was one other guy, and then the 2 girls sat over there. Now, the guy who invited me also invited one of the other girls. And so this is not the first time that this has happened to me, where I've been invited on a date or like to hang out, and they also invite like a backup option. For example, when we went to Miami, someone flew me and all my friends to Miami. I wasn't sleeping with them, just friends, but I was willing to give this guy a shot. Not generally my type, but I'm like, okay, you're very intelligent, you're successful. I think I could give this a go because I like your mind. So we go there, and we're about to go out for the first night, and he springs on me. My fuck buddy for the past year is coming with us. And so I once again end up in this awkward situation where this guy invited me out, but then also has another girl. So I have 2 theories of why this keeps happening to me. I'd say it's probably happened to me like 5 times in my entire life. One is that I seem very uninterested. Like, you guys know it takes me like 3 days to respond to a guy. So they might take that as being flaky. So they don't even think that I'm going to show up. Like, I've had these guys yell at me like, oh, why aren't you texting me back? Wow, it takes you days to respond. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm just a shitty texter. So I think one of the reasons might be they're like getting a backup option in case 1, I don't show up, and 2, I'm just not interested. Mm-hmm. And then my second thing is sort of the same thing, getting a backup option in case I'm not down to fuck, which I'm obviously not. For me, just hanging out with someone or going out to dinner with them, that's like a trial just to see if I even fuck with you as a human being. Mm-hmm. And I mean, what do you guys think about that? Like those 2 things? Because I think it's either one of those.
That has been happening to you a lot. And
yeah, it happens to me a lot.
It happened to you like a long time ago too. It
happened to me with a rapper like a long time ago that I used to hang out with. It happened to me just recently when we went to Miami, and it's happened. I mean, it's happened a lot.
Oh my God, it happened another time in Miami too.
Oh, but that was a different situation.
Yeah, that was more of a friend scenario.
But also, I mean, not really, because we were like cuddling and making out. Actually, you know what I think happened there was the sex thing, because I kept, literally that day, I kept rejecting him for sex, and he was like, oh, you know, like trying to sleep with me, and then I would like laugh and walk away because I just wasn't ready. Yeah. And so then I think he like flew another girl there, and I left.
Jeez. Yeah.
But luckily, none of these other situations have gotten to that point.
Yeah.
But I just, why? I want to get to the bottom of it and figure out, why do you guys do this?
I mean, to be honest, I literally don't know, because guys, I can't predict them. Like, everyone's different. Like,
or just those guys are just scummy. Like, they're just not like someone you'd want to date or be with.
Oh,
this
no.
is who they are.
Yeah.
They have multiple girls, you know?
When I was younger, say whenever I was hanging out with said rapper, when I was younger, I would compete. And like, I would always like, I would get the guy at the end of the day, but I would have the urge in me to compete against these girls and make sure that I won. Now, as a grown woman, when I'm put in this situation, I'm like, whoa, like my interest level in you just went below 0 and you will never have a chance with me ever again. Not because of this, but we ended up leaving in the middle of dinner. Not because of that situation. At that point, like, you're already friend zoned. I don't give a fuck who you're talking to. But the date was really boring.
Yeah.
Beside that, which is another topic that I want to touch on.
He literally, obviously, is not wanting a relationship. Like, he was just,
which
but
is
he
actually,
might have been
which
saying
is actually
that,
the weird thing, because he actually had. So out of all the conversation that we had, the only good conversation that we had was about relationships. And he actually gave really great answers that I haven't heard guys give any time recently. And so I actually think this man is looking for a relationship, whether it's with me or not. But he was really going into depth about, you know, what he wants in a partner and stuff like that, which guys who aren't looking for a relationship don't talk about, especially the first time hanging out.
Unless they're saying that because that's what you want to hear. Because at the car, when we were all standing there, he specifically said, like, no relationships, like, in front of everyone. Like, he was just like, no.
I didn't hear that. Me and him had a completely different conversation about relationships,
was, like,
which was the only thing that I liked that he said. The real reason why I left the dinner was because I don't want to be mean, but me and this guy, we just didn't like click. Like, I'm like, oh, what's your favorite this? What's that? What's your opinion on this? And he's like, I don't have opinions on anything. I don't have favorite anythings. And he was serious. He wasn't just like saying that to shut down the conversation. He literally was just
nothing there. Like,
he's not spicy enough for me.
Yeah.
And I couldn't help but compare him to like other people that I had met prior. And I'm just like, this just isn't for me, which brought me to another conclusion. I used to date Libras consistently, and this man is a Libra. I used to date Libras consistently when I was younger, and I've noticed they all sort of have that like more docile, less opinionated personality. And now that I'm older, I'm requiring like someone who's like more spicy, very opinionated, because I've sort of grown in that way. And so I kind of wanted to move this into talking about Zodiac Compatibility.
I don't know anything about this. Jesus, I don't know.
I mean, who have you picked up on that you're most compatible with? You're a Virgo as well.
Yeah, I'm a Virgo, but I honestly, I don't know. I've never really looked at I've never looked at someone's zodiac. Like Haley, she will look at it and tell me.
The first thing I look at.
I could never be like, oh, we are not compatible, because that's just not who I am as a person. Like, I will give them a try. Like, obviously my ex for 4 years was a Gemini, and I didn't know anything about Geminis before dating him.
Oh, you know his split personality.
And then after obviously all this came out about Gemini, and I'm like, okay, yes, that makes sense. But like, I have female friends that are Geminis and we get along super well.
Yeah,
so I just am not as well.
But you haven't noticed a trend in your dating life? Like, who is there a certain zodiac sign that you end up dating the most?
No. I'm thinking of who I've like actually liked.
Like
they're all different. Yeah, all different.
Really? See, for me, for years, all my exes had the same birthday. All were Libras. I don't fuck with Libras anymore. They're boring.
It's so funny because my roommate, he only like his main girls that he's dated have been Cancers. All Cancers. Their birthdays are all within like the same range of each other.
That's funny.
They're all like it's like a funny joke now. Like a lot of girls he's attracted to or will be like a little semi-hyped on, all Cancers. It's insane.
Yeah. Obviously, my ex is a Cap. The guy before that who sort of broke the trend of Libras was also a Cap, who I was obsessed with, had really great chemistry with. So 2 Caps in a row. And then I think that I really like Pisces now as well, because they're just very like, they're very, very spicy, and I'm craving like spiciness and like personality and fun and adventure.
Yeah, fun and adventure for sure. But what zodiac would we be most compatible with?
Well, so technically online, the ones that I now feel like I go on really well with are actually what I was just listing. And it says online that Pisces are very good with Virgos because they're polar opposites. So they balance each other out. It says that it's soulmates.
What month is that? See, I'm so bad.
I believe
know
it's
some, but not all.
March, right? Pisces.
Oh,
I don't know
don't
what
ask
month.
me.
I just know like the characteristics of each one. Also Capricorn is really good, both earth signs.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all like very level-headed, very focused, driven. Capricorn's more than Virgos.
I've definitely had a crush on a Capricorn. I know that.
Yeah. Hopefully not my ex-boyfriend.
Oh yeah, you got me there.
He's the only Capricorn on the planet.
I know. I'm like, oh, well.
What
No,
about
but
you,
you're close.
Olivia?
What about me?
Have you, like, what zodiac signs have you dated?
She's not into zodiac.
Yeah,
And you're a
I've dated like
Sag.
I've literally dated every like zodiac sign. I feel like
all 12.
All 12. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really have a specific one that I.
And
Yeah.
who you're interested in right now is a Pisces.
Oh, is that what we?
Yeah. Oh, and it's actually so funny because she was telling me about like, you know, how girls like tell each other stuff about like the sex and just like the things that he was saying to her. And I was like, is he a Pisces? And she's like, wait, let me check. And sure enough, he was a Pisces. They're
That's
so
so funny.
predictable. The Pisces men are so predictable.
So wait, what are they like?
They're just
how would
like
you describe
so
them?
they're so emotional. I think that's what it was, is that the things that he was saying and the things that he was doing were very emotional. And it was like very obvious that he was a
I like
Pisces.
that.
I know.
What month? You don't know what month that is?
What, Pisces?
Yeah.
I think he said his birthday was like March. So it
Yeah,
just
so I was
passed.
right. I
Okay.
said March, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I love that. Emotional.
Go get you a Pisces.
I'm like, him being such a well-known person and
Oh,
in
are
the
we going
NBA,
back?
I feel like that is just what happens. Like, my dad has warned me from day one, don't date athletes. They will not commit. They will not be faithful, like especially big ones. So at the end of the day, like, yeah, he does not think anything of it. He openly said in front of all of us, like, invited you guys to the game. Oh, how was the game for you? I invited you to the game. Like, he was just like openly like going back and forth.
We got a skybox and she didn't.
Wait.
Oh, another thing that I wanted to talk about with it was the guys might be doing this to me because they like think I'm a certain way because of who I am, because of my past, which was another thing that I took into consideration. And I just wanted to say, not just for someone who has done sex work in the past, but just a lot of girls, whether you post lingerie pictures on your Instagram or the way that you dress in real life or your reputation, your past, just because people think a certain way about you does not mean that you need to wake up every day and fit into that mold that people try to put you in. If you want to wake up tomorrow and be a trophy wife, like we talked about before, you want to go celibate, whether people in your town call you the biggest whore, you can fucking do that. You can wake up every day and be exactly who you want to be, and fuck people who tell you that you have to act like what they think you're going to act like.
I agree 100% because obviously I've been put in that category because I used to post like hardcore lingerie pics all the time. And people will just assume I would be a certain way and act a certain way. And when they met me in person and I'm in my Nike hoodie and Ethika boxers, they're all of a sudden like, what? Who? I'm so confused. Like,
yeah. So it's important to like stay true to yourself. And I mean, I personally, you know, I try to just even avoid all that in general because I hate being like labeled, you know, so I try to like just watch my image on social media and like not post lingerie.
bitch.
But like sometimes I've recently been doing that because it's taken me a lot because I don't want to be labeled as that.
But that's what I
because-
was going to say is who cares about the...
Exactly. So who cares? So if I do choose to do that, how I try to just balance it out or just like, you know, like act or have class, act classy, like show people that that's not really who I am. Like that's just an image on Instagram. That's not how I portray myself in person, you know? So it's just very important to like remember that just because you're labeled as something doesn't mean that you have to act that way. Like you shouldn't if that's not who you really are.
What I found is because I used to post like really like more, it wasn't terrible scandalous, but way more scandalous than I do now. And it just made me feel good because I was working out really hard. I used to have like no butt in high school. I finally worked out, got a butt, and I felt really proud to show that off. And I felt excited. And who cares if in person I'm wearing sweats and whatnot? If I want to post that online, I can. And the right guy or girl or whoever will understand that. If someone's in your life and they're judging you for what you post on Instagram, like being proud and like loving
And they're
yourself and your
insecure.
body, well, then also you don't want them in your life. And that's something I had to realize because like obviously you have to deal with that with people.
Yeah.
But just do what makes you happy and don't stress on like, can I post this for them or can I post this? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You should just do what is authentic to you.
Yeah.
On the same coin, I feel like I should just say this right now. if you
I'm
if you
scared.
fly, if you fly me and my friends out and you spend a lot of money on me and my friends, or you get us a skybox, or you do whatever for us, the joke is on you, because I'm not gonna sleep with you, and fuck you for assuming that I'm gonna sleep with you.
Yeah, 100%. And thanks for coming to our TED Talk.
After years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by big providers, there's one thing I've learned. There's always a catch. So when I first heard that Mint Mobile offers plans starting at just $15 a month, I said, what's the catch? But after speaking with them and using their service, I realized it all makes sense. Mint Mobile's secret sauce is that they're the first provider to sell wireless service online only. By cutting out retail stores, there's no overhead fees that get passed down to you. Instead, Mint just passes on savings direct to you.
For people looking for extra savings, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. All plans come with unlimited talk and text, plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network.
If you're not 100% satisfied, Mint Mobile has your back with their 7-day money-back guarantee.
Mint Mobile is also great because you get to keep your same phone number that you've always had.
And your phone and all your previous contacts.
So to get your new wireless plan just for $15 a month and get the plan shipped to you for free, go to mintmobile.com/3G1K. That's mintmobile.com/3G1K for $15 a month and get your plan shipped to you for free. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/3G1K.
I've been hitting the gym every day recently, and I've been finding it hard to stay hydrated with all the sweating that I'm doing. And it's one of the most important things is consuming enough water, keeping hydrated, making sure that your organs are functioning properly, your skin's glowing. Mm-hmm. Everything revolves around, I think, even more so than food, being hydrated.
Well, for me, you guys know that I pee a lot, but I have to commute and I drive back and forth. And so sometimes it's a 2-hour drive for me, and I don't get to get all the water that I need in. So I like to have the liquid IVs. I drink them while I'm driving just because I don't necessarily get the amount of water that I need in, and they help me like make up for it. And also, we all know I have a big sweet tooth. So I love to drink the like strawberry. It'll satisfy like while I'm driving. It makes me, it satisfies my craving. The strawberry and the passion fruit are my favorites. They're amazing.
What I find really interesting about these products is that they're made very clean, non-GMO, non-dairy, non-soy, also vegan.
That's a huge thing for, I feel like a lot of people know.
And they're healthier than most sport drinks on the market. Fun fact, they actually have less sugar in them than an apple.
Oh my gosh.
Also, more vitamin C than an orange and more potassium than a banana. Grab Liquid IV in bulk at your local Costco or head to liquidiv.com and use our code 3G1K at checkout for 25% off. That's 25% off anything that you order. So go get your hydration today. Don't forget to use our code 3G1K at liquidiv.com.
Yeah. No, honestly, you know what I've realized? And most girls, especially like us, we end up sleeping with the guys that don't do the above and beyond, like extra bile. Like, I mean, just be a nice, like, hang out with us and be a nice, loving, genuine person. I don't care if you spend $30,000 on me, but if you're being respectful,
it would still be nice if, like, the guy who is respectful and treats you good could also do those things.
Yeah, of course,
those things for you. It's not like, oh no, I'm not going to sleep with you because you did all these amazing things for me.
But the way that guys see it is they're like, oh, I just spent like 30, 40K. Like, she's definitely
and I don't
down.
Give a
and
fuck.
Like,
thanks for the good time for me and my friends. I'm going to go home and go to sleep at 9 p.m.
I mean,
if you're whack and you like don't.
And even I think it's also like you just, when you know, you know. And I know we've always talked about this. I preach this on the podcast so many times. You know, guys will put you in two categories, like whether a fun time or like wife. And you guys already know that I slept with someone for the first time in a very long time.
We're talking about it. I thought we weren't. Okay.
So this is what, like, I'm not going to go into detail about this, obviously, because, you know, I respect the person and I keep my, you know, relationship life very private on social media, but I am seeing someone and, you know, I slept with them very quickly, and it's just because we both knew that it was, like, it just felt right, you know? And I've never been like that because I've never had a one-night stand. I think the only times I've ever slept with a guy and I wasn't dating them, I was still talking to them seriously, but I've never actually just like went on the first time and slept with someone, or even on the second or the third time. And it happened with this person. And I was just like, I trust him. He's not sketchy. He doesn't go out and party. He's not, or at least I don't see that he's talking to multiple girls. Like, he's very down to earth. Like, he's taking me out on proper dates. texts me every single day, you know, checks in on me. Like, I trust him. And I've never felt that way. And it's like in a very long time where I had to question him, where I had to like text you guys and ask you for advice. Like, you know me. Like, I always text about guys. And for once in my life, this guy just seems right. Like, it seems perfectly
not
fine.
in a mean way, but that's where age comes into play. Like, not being mean at all, but he's older than normal that you would go for. And that's when it's mature.
Old. I just think what she explained to me is all of his friends are in serious relationships. Like, it's just, he is ready himself.
Yeah. When someone's ready, they're ready.
Yeah. But I do agree with you too. It is the age too. Like,
because
I'm not going to lie.
When you're young, like even when I was young, like I was just bebopping around texting all these guys, you know, like going out and partying. But like now I don't want to do that. But you know what I mean? Like,
well, I think it's a good display for Olivia that all the failed talking stages that she had were not her fault. It was just because those guys weren't at the time in their life yet. Like this guy who wants a relationship. And I feel like I've touched on this before, that if the guy's already looking for a relationship, you have a lot stronger chance of actually dating him. If he's not, if you're not literally the perfect girl for him,
with them.
and you even could be the perfect girl for him, they're not going to turn around and just hop into a relationship.
Yeah, and it's just like there's just no games. Like, we're not playing any games. I don't have to question like
he's
his
ready. He's ripe for the picking.
That's what I've always been like.
I'm like, watch next week. I'm crying. I'm like, guys, he ghosted me.
I mean, that happened to me. No, I'm just kidding. No, I always say when you know, and everyone meets for a reason. Like, it's the right time. Like, I've always said that.
You've always said that, like, you've known people that slept on the first day or the second date and they're dating till this day. And I never was a believer until it happened to me.
You never know. Like, I know people that have a one night stand and all of a sudden they get married later on in life. Like, and then you can make a guy wait for months. Now you can literally make someone wait for months and then they can have sex with you and then maybe hang out with you for another week or two and then dip out. Like, you just do what feels right. Oh, so proud.
We'll see.
Yeah, honestly, chemistry is such a crazy thing. And on the like date that I went on made me think of something interesting, which I actually tweeted about the next day. And this is what I said.
Oh, let's hear it.
Because it's hard when you're going on, dates, just like multiple dates, like a month, just trying to see what you like and figure people out. And so I tweeted, I said, I honestly would love to go on dates blindfolded and see who I have the best conversational chemistry with.
Oh, that's you guys a TV show.
Really? As you guys know, conversation is very important to me. I'm curious to know how physical attraction is affecting my perception of who I have the most chemistry with. Because as you guys know, there's one person who I think that I have amazing chemistry with. But what if they weren't so attractive? Would I still feel that way about them? Because I'm not going to lie, that person is more attractive than the person that I went to dinner with. And so maybe I would have overcompensated for our lack of chemistry if he was more attractive. And it just made me think about that because I obviously like compare people when I go on dates with multiple people. I'm going to compare them. Like, this one was better fit for me than that one. This one had this. That one didn't have that.
Another thing I was going to say that I've noticed with guys, and especially with this person that I'm seeing, is if they're wanting something like, or if they're wanting to have something with you, they're going to want to get to know you. Like, they're going to ask you questions. All the times, I don't know if you guys have ever been on a date where the person is just all about themselves. Like, they don't want to ask anything about you. They don't care about you. It's just all about me.
They also could be nervous, but I would say a lot of guys, the one who had the girl in Miami that blindsided me, you were on our first date. He asked me so many questions.
You were on my first date?
I was on the second.
By bringing a friend on the first date. But he was literally only asking me questions about me. So I don't know if that's really a good indicator. It could just be their communication style.
Well, I was going to say, I can't fully remember what I was going to say after what you were talking about, but this is how I am too. Like, the more you talk, so how you're saying, like, talk to them and get to know them, and you could be more attracted in chemistry. I've had that. Like, you're like, oh, I'm just going to be friends with someone. You get to know them and you're more attracted and you build chemistry and you like them. But there's that TV show on Netflix and it's people, they don't see each other and they talk to, like, I don't know for sure how it goes, but there's like different rooms and you spend time talking to certain people. You don't know what they look like. You know nothing. And you like write down your favorites and then you you like pick who you want longer and it narrows down. And then you finally meet them at the end. Like, you know nothing about what they look like. You're picking just on like talking to them and asking them questions. So that'd be interesting.
I think I need to go on that show because I've definitely noticed that I value that chemistry and that personality and that conversation more so than someone who looks amazing. Sure, I'm initially drawn to someone who looks amazing, but when it comes down to it, if you look great and I find you so hot, I would pick someone who had the better personality and more chemistry over
100%,
you.
100%. I've told you
whether they're ugly as fuck or not.
There's been so many like hot guys that I've literally been like, oh my God, this guy's so hot. Like I need to meet him, whatever.
And then you hear him talk and you're just like,
the guy, and I'm like, I'm so heartbroken. Like I visualized and I thought that you were going to be this amazing person based on
amazing personality.
Yeah, based on what we like, you know, what you looked like. And then there's guys that I would initially say like no to on a dating app, and then I meet them in person. I'm like, oh my God, I like you. You know?
Yeah. All my exes, I have to say, I would have rejected them if I saw them on Tinder.
Yeah. So in person, what you lack for in appearance, you can make up for on the inside.
Yes, exactly.
So what was going on with you guys over the past couple of days?
Well, I've been with you in New York. I'm trying to think. I mean, you were there too during the week. We had the game, and then Haley's birthday.
Yeah, that was fun.
We
finally got to go to Carbone's, one of my favorite restaurants, even over 3 Michelin star restaurants. I love Carbone. I've been waiting for a very long time to go to the original New York location because I've been to all the other ones, and we finally got to go for my friend Haley's birthday. Disappointed.
It was good. I said too. I feel bad for saying that because obviously, like, you took care of us.
It was good.
Yeah, but
have you been to the Vegas one with me?
I have.
Not
with you.
It's my favorite one now.
It's just a way better vibe in the Vegas one too.
Not even just that, the food did not have the same flavor.
Like
the pasta was a little like
your pasta that you make with the truff sauces.
I know. I was like, I don't like toot my own horn, but
I didn't want to toot your horn either. I didn't want to do it.
I'm a huge like pasta fanatic, and I cook so much, and to be honest, like I could have made those pasta.
But it was like a really fun experience for us. Yeah. We did some wild stuff at the table.
I mean, it sucks because I really hyped this place up, and then
I don't think anyone. We just liked being together, to be honest. Like it was just nice having all 5 of us at the table.
Keep going, but I have something to say after. I went to a psychic after.
Oh, I know. I was going to ask you.
I went to a psychic after.
I watched you through the glass.
I know we were like,
I didn't tell you guys, but the psychic hated you guys.
I'm dead.
She was like, she said very bad things about you guys.
Maybe because I was just like staring at
you. What did she say about us?
She said that you guys secretly hate me.
She's making this up.
I was like,
she's good.
But beyond that, she told me a few things which seemed pretty on par.
I'm like,
about my ex. Also, she said that I'm going. Well, she said either me or someone very close to me is going to get pregnant this year. Yeah, and that it was going to bring me a lot of joy
I just got
happiness.
My new IUD put in, so.
Yeah, like, well, I just had sex, so.
Oh, I haven't. I'm celibate.
So maybe it's
gonna be. And she also said I would meet the love of my life before 2020, and that there would also be a lawsuit.
Wait, before 2020?
There would be a lawsuit.
Sorry, 2022.
Okay,
yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Thanks for correcting me. She also said that there would be a lawsuit in December or January. So let's see if all of this happens, guys.
Oh my God. To be honest, I didn't like the vibe.
Our production team's like, all right, let's pack up, guys. Let's get the fuck out of here.
No, I did. I threatened to sue them earlier if I looked fat, remember? When Corey was leaving, I was like, if I look fat in any of those videos, I'm suing. So maybe that was it.
Yeah. That's probably
just
what
kidding.
it is.
Just kidding.
Another weird thing was, and she was a woman, so I really don't think that she knew who I was. When all her first cards that came out were all like, Empress of this, Queen of this, whatever. She's like, you're in the spotlight.
Yeah, and you had a mask on too. So.
Yeah, I had a mask on. She was like, do you take pictures for a living like you're famous? Which, you know, I don't want to toot my own horn, but like a little bit I am.
Yeah.
And so it was just super weird that she knew that. So I'm like, I'm scared now. She gave me her card. Y'all should go see her.
I know. Well, I thought we were all going to go, and then you just like stormed out, and you're like, all right, let's go. And I was like, oh, I guess was she like a shitty one or something? Because I thought we all wanted to go.
No, I was kind of like freaked out by some of the stuff that she told me.
Oh, is that why you like stormed off? Because literally you just like grabbed us and you like ran.
I felt like I was going to throw up from some of our prior activities.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was crazy. And I did a psychic phone call that you set me up with prior, and that just, I didn't feel the vibe with it. This, though, I definitely like had some chills throughout, so I think it was a really cool experience.
Wow,
I have a psychic back home I want to go to because she was pretty good. I haven't been since I was like 18, but she was like super good. You made me want to go back.
Yeah, well, you guys know one of the things.
Yeah, I've never been. My mom has been to one whenever we were in Russia, and she told the psychic told my mom, I mean, like, I'm just saying, I'm like,
oh God, what is
but
it?
she was like that everyone's gonna know your daughter's name someday.
That's what mine said to me when I was 18. I see you on TV one day, and I'm like, oh, am I getting arrested? No.
What if they tell everyone that?
They do that. No, that's so funny because that's literally what my girl said to me.
She was like, your daughter is something well known. I'm like, oh God, am I gonna get like arrested and go to prison for something?
Technically.
What?
People watch you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's what she said. People were gonna see me, but she also said that my husband is gonna be like within 3 years, either above or below me, and that I'm not necessarily gonna be attracted to him at first. And I remember I was 18, and I was like, I know.
Wait, sorry, what? When I was looking at new topics.
No, I'm saying my sidekick when I was 18, though, before I even moved here, was telling me the same thing. Like, I was going to be well known one day. People were going to see me on TV. Thing? But she said, whoever I marry is either 3 years older or 3 years younger. And that I wasn't necessarily going to be attracted to him at first, but it was going to be like amazing and things were going to go well.
Do you realize the synchronicity in that? Because your lucky number is 3 and she told you 3 years before or 3 years after.
Yeah. 3's my number.
Interesting.
Yeah, I do find that really interesting. I really love like synchronicity and like seeing the same numbers. Maybe it's the schizophrenia in me, in my genes. I don't have schizophrenia.
I'm like,
yeah, my family do.
Never see the same
like,
numbers.
It's coming out.
No way. Yeah.
Because they also, people with schizophrenia do really focus, which you focus on numbers too.
I'm not schizophrenic, but I'm OCD.
With OCD, mental disorders, schizophrenia, they tend to focus on synchronicity and numbers and just like weird little details like that. And so
I hate odd numbers.
So I sometimes question myself. I'm like, do I believe these? I believe these tarot card readings, and I believe in these angel numbers, and I believe if I see this and that, or am I mentally ill?
I feel like a lot of people
I bounce back and forth with like, am I mentally ill for believing all of this, or
maybe
is it true?
You'll never know. That's the beauty of it. Know. That's like the fun in the world is like it's exciting to possibly believe in things, you know? Like it gives you like exciting.
Yeah. Another thing that the psychic actually told me was that I need to find something spiritually.
She's like a new group of friends
to guide me.
Since we all hate her.
I mean that too. But
apparently she was like, no pictures. I was like, bitch, nobody's taking pictures. I was like,
I actually saw that someone posted one on their story, but it's Haley. Super weird because she was like, your friends are taking pictures of me.
I was literally squatted on the ground. I was like, no, but nobody was in the photo. It was completely empty.
Let's talk about. Creepy. She was like, whatever your higher power is. So it doesn't. She wasn't telling me to pick a religion or pick this or that, but she was telling me it's just very important to have some sort of guidance in your life in that way, and that's why I feel empty sometimes because that's what I'm missing is what she shared with me. So I really want to focus on finding out what that is that I want to pursue in that way, whether it's meditation or being spiritual or going back to church.
Yeah, I pray every day.
Really?
Yeah, nobody knows. I mean, I think we've talked about it and you guys are like, really? Yeah. Not like a die hard, I have something memorized, but like if I can't sleep at night, sometimes I have like a prayer I recite. But I also I have little prayers.
Oh, I'm just like,
I pray for my family, my friends. I mean, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that too. 2 Benadryls on the way. But yeah, it is nice to like have something, or if you're going through a tough time in life, you're like, please, I mean, I don't know if you believe in God or whoever, but like, please so-and-so, like, and then it's just nice to like have that.
Peace of mind, because you feel like you like have something to like help you.
Yeah. For me, I was raised Southern Baptist. My grandpa was a preacher. I'm pretty sure I've told you guys before. So very, very religious family. All my cousins wear skirts down to their ankles. My mom's side is more spiritual, not really religious. So I got a good mixture. For me, I don't know what I believe in. I've actually been confused since I was like 18 because I do feel like a very strong pull. Like there's people guiding me and watching over me. I just don't know what it is. And so I would love to, have more clarity in that and figure that out because I know 100% that there is. I just don't know what.
I mean, I'm the same. I definitely know I have guardian angels 100%.
Yeah, well, didn't you say the psychic that I told you that I referred you to, like, had told you that your grandpa?
Yeah, but she could have, my grandma, she could have looked it up online and just said that. That's why I didn't like her, because everything that she said seemed like she looked it up online. Like, you can easily find out that my grandma died last Christmas.
Yeah.
I
mean, at least the beauty of, like, you knowing that you have, like, a higher, or, like, what, not guardian angels, but whatever, you don't necessarily need to know exactly what it is, but as long as you feel comforted and like positive from it.
I know that when I ask for something, like they just give it to me in like a really nice period
sign
of
a
time.
deal with the Illuminati?
No, I mean, it could literally be anything.
Yeah.
You know, my whole life. And it's just very interesting because I've been able to do everything and anything that I want, which, you know, could either be that. No, because you know what I was thinking about, Olivia?
What?
I was thinking about talking about simulation theory.
Oh, yeah. No,
Olivia, I love simulation theory.
Yeah, go for it.
So it's either simulation theory or it's that. You know, it's a higher power. Because it's just weird that, you know, you would be able to do and meet everyone that you could possibly want to meet and just have so many experiences. Like, you're literally like the top % of human then. Like, not everyone gets to do those things. So it's just like super weird to me. Like, why do I deserve to do these things? Why do I get to have these things? And I just would like to know why.
Yeah. I mean, one, it's luck, and two, I believe in like good karma and just being a good person. And when you're a good, genuine person, then things work out for you. That's just how I like to believe.
I'm like, hey, just don't take it for granted. You could come back in the next life and be a rat. So be thankful for who you are right now, baby girl.
Well, maybe as a rat,
like, I don't know
I'll know who the higher power is. I'll know what's going on. I will be woke as a rat.
She'll be like the ratting rat in the sewage.
Oh my God. At least I put her in I made her a famous chef. Actually, his name's not Ratatouille, but you know what I mean.
Today's episode is sponsored by Billy. I've brought this up on the show before, but I love just having like a clean, fresh shave. Whether I'm going to show anyone my shaved bits or not, just having that shaved, fresh feeling just makes you feel so clean and good.
Yeah, to be honest, I always have like hairy legs because if I shave too often, I get really bad razor burn. I get ingrown hair. But since I started using Billy, I actually don't have that issue. My legs aren't that hairy anymore. Thank God, in time for summer, because my little brother would tell me, he's like, "You're hairier than I am."
Oh my God.
My legs.
I'm like, now since I'm sexually active, I definitely need these razors.
Well, now that we have Billy, we can take Alexa to the pool this summer. So I also have really thick, coarse hair. And I've noticed with women's shavers, it takes me, I'd say probably like 10 shavers to shave my entire body, maybe more. And so I was using men's shavers for a while, but Billy's shavers are actually very similar to the men's shavers that I would use, and they get the job done in 2 to 3 shavers.
Yeah.
Meet Billy, the best razor out there for days that you want an extra smooth shave. No pink tax, no visit to the drugstore, and no breaking the bank. You can go to mybilly.com to get their starter kit for just $9.
Go to mybilly.com to meet the razor that made everyone start talking about razors.
So they're an Allure, Best of Beauty winner, and on Nylon's beauty hit list for a reason, guys.
And to express a little love for our show, go to mybilly.com/3G1K. It's a small way you can support us while getting the best razor you will ever own. It's just $9 to get your starter kit and free shipping. Always. Go to mybilly.com/3G1K. Spelled mybillie.com/3G1K. Okay, so that wraps up today's episode. Let's bop into fan questions. I will go first today.
Ooh,
I never go first.
I was going to say, who wants to go first?
My fan question is, how do you deal with the beauty standards on social media and the pressure?
It's a good one.
So this is going to sound very corny, but I'll see girls that like my ex follows, and I'll be like, wow, their stomach's so small or this or that. And I see, qualities on everyone who I would like to have. And it's hard not to want to be the best and not to want to compete. But it all comes down to, I think, attractiveness is just based on, in real life at least, because online everything's, a lot of people are Photoshop, surgery, or just like looks weird in real life. So never judge people off what they look like on the internet. But I think who's the most beautiful just comes down to who's the most healthy. So say like you want to compare yourself to someone, compare all that you want, not that you should, but maybe fix your diet, eat healthier, start working out, assume a healthier lifestyle. You don't need to go get plastic surgery. Fix yourself, internally. If you're eating really healthy food, you're just gonna like glow and be just, people can see a healthy person and it attracts people. So I would say just focus on being healthy, eat all your fruits, vegetables, work out. And it sounds so corny, but
okay, Mom.
I'm not gonna encourage anyone to go get plastic surgery or compete with people online. I think, health is sexy and beautiful, and improving yourself internally, and it will glow throughout.
Well, yeah, what I would say is, like, if there's certain things about yourself that you are bothered by, like, maybe try to work on those things. Like, if you are looking at a girl and she has abs and you want abs, like, maybe work on that. But as long as you're happy with yourself, I think when you find the right guy or whoever is making you feel this way, he will not make you feel like you need to compare. He will make you feel a certain way to where you don't need to compare. I used to be really bad. I would stare at girls. I'm like, why am I not like this? Why, whatever. But I just don't care anymore when like, I don't really compare myself to women.
I think if you obtained the healthiest habits that you could possibly have when it comes to, and I'm not talking about being restrictive or dieting, I'm talking about like you're eating just raw, clean, plenty of fruits and veggies, and you're working out every day, I don't know who you're going to see that's going to make you feel bad about yourself, because you're being the best that you can be. Yeah. And that's just, self-control. And it's hard to get to that point. But I think if I'm following the best diet that I possibly can, I'm not going to look at someone else online and be like, oh, they look better than me or this or that. Like, I feel great and I'm healthy. So I'm good. I don't need to look like that.
Yeah, I just find when you do what makes you happy, you won't be comparing. Like, you're only comparing when you're bored at home or you're upset about something else. Like, if you're happy and you want to do that lifestyle, or if you like to eat certain foods or do whatever, as long as you're happy with whatever you are doing, and you don't feel the need to compare.
Bad habits, then of course you're going to be like, oh, I just ate a whole pan of brownies. Then of course you're going to feel bad looking at someone with abs. I think, once again, just be the healthiest that you can be, and strive to have great habits.
Or just in general, like, I think the question was just like, how do you deal with beauty standards like online, is that you always have to remember that just because someone else has something that you want doesn't mean that they look at you and want something that you have, because everyone in the world is going to look at you or look at themselves and say, oh, I wish I had this or that, so don't ever think that like someone else is more beautiful than you, more attractive than you, smarter than you, more creative than you, because they are always going to look back at you and they're going to say, well, I wish I had that you have.
They always, you always want what you don't have.
Yeah. So, and everyone's like that. Like, God did not make anyone perfect. So everyone is always going to have something that someone else wants. And that's just what you always have to remember. So just don't be so hard on yourself. And like they said, on social media, a lot of people Facetune. They use a lot of Facetune, and there's angles, there's lighting. So don't be so hard on yourself if you don't have Facetune to go edit your photos, or like you don't have the proper lighting, or you don't have the best phone. Like, that's something that a lot of people don't have, and they feel like, oh, well, I can't take a good picture, so therefore I'm ugly. Look at these girls on social media. Like, no, a lot of things go behind the scenes when taking a photo. So guys, you're bamboozled if you think that any girl on social media actually looks like that, because they don't.
I mean, I do.
I'd
say I barely edit my photos anymore. I used to back in the day, but I've just sort of become me.
Yeah, but even like the little things we edit, like we edit under eye bags. It's like, no, we still don't look like that. We're still editing the slightest thing. So that's why it's so important for everyone to remember that, like, even if girls do edit something, it's usually just like little things like pimples, eye bags, but we're still not perfect. So just remember, guys, like, people are still editing their photos, whether it's the slightest thing. That's not what they actually look like.
And it's important not to a lot of people in LA look the same. We're basically morphing all into the same person because we see something that we like on social media. We go get surgery to get it. I wish I knew this whenever I was younger. You're originally you, and someone's going to come along and love every single piece of that, and you need to learn to love every single piece of it. Don't, water down your originality to go chase after looking like a carbon copy of what 10 other people look like. You're more beautiful as you.
Yeah. So comes down to just do what makes you happy and what makes you feel good, because then you won't be comparing, because you're sitting at home or doing whatever and you're happy and you're loving life and you love yourself.
So I'll go next. Mine is from Samuel. I don't even know how to say his last name. So
mine's a bunch of letters.
So he said, I think what he meant to say is physical attraction really that important to women? So it's funny that he asked us that, because that's actually what we talked about today on the podcast. Yeah. So for me personally, I am a goofball and I love personality. I love talking. So I've definitely dated men that were not that attractive, and I've dated men that are really attractive. But for me, I think I'm mostly turned on by someone who's intellectual and can carry on a conversation and is very funny and outgoing and brings that out in me. So that's what turns me on. And you know what's crazy? Because eventually you will actually find that person attractive. Like, have you guys ever like met someone and you're like, yeah, they're not that cute, and then you get to know them and they're so funny and like their personality is just like so outgoing, and then all of a sudden you actually look at them and the features that you did not find attractive are all of a sudden attractive.
Yeah. You look at them, and you're like, oh my god, I love them.
They're so cute.
You're like, you're so cute.
Like that bald spot, I love it.
100% personality is like what we said earlier, a big play, and when it comes to looks.
Yeah, you guys already know my opinion on this. I say it every episode.
Yeah. Has girl code ever been broken between y'all? It says, like, ever slept with the same person? No.
Well, I don't think any of us really sleep with anyone.
No, yeah, I was like...
So, it's impossible.
But recently,
yes.
Yes.
On accident.
So...
I'm like...
Yeah. So Lana and I recently found out that we made out with the same person, but he lied about it.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
In a week's time, we made out with the same person. And I made out with him first. And then he hung out with Alexa after.
And completely lied about hanging out with you. Completely lied about seeing you. And the reason you and I hadn't talked is because you were in New York. So when we saw each other, we were going to talk about it. But we hadn't seen each other. And, like, I went out, was, like, partying, whatever. Yeah. And I was like, okay, what? Like, obviously, we don't care. We're not mad at it. We don't like this person. But he lied to us about it.
Well, he lied to you.
Yeah.
But then, obviously, he didn't tell me after. Because then he was texting me, too, like, the day after he made out with
I'm
you.
like, guys, I have something to tell you. So, me and him actually hung out last night.
Yes, baby. It's a goal. Now you got to.
Luckily for us, though, like, this wasn't someone that either of us were seriously interested in. It was kind of just like we need some excitement in our life type thing. So we're just like, oh, cool. Like, that's funny. But I do think it's extremely weird that he lied to you and didn't tell you. That's very, very weird.
Because, like, obviously,
he knows that we're best friends.
And so, yeah, and I asked about it. And, like, one of our other friends was there, and she heard him obviously lie about it. But we thought that was funny. So
you guys should, like, both, like, text him to, like, meet up at the same time. Or, one of you does and you both just, like, show up like, hey.
Well, I wanted us to respond to his story yesterday and fuck with him because he was like, ask me anything. So I was going to be like, how was kissing Alexa? And then I wanted Alexa to ask, how was kissing Lana?
Oh, my God. Yeah, that's so funny. Obviously, we don't care. We're not going to, like, make drama out of it.
You are bold, sir. You are fucking bold.
Like, do guys not think that, like, we talked about this before, all three of us. Like, we talk. Yeah. So, guys, we all talk about everything.
Had situations where there's been guys who have flirted with each and every one of us. Yeah. And we just go into a room and tell each other, like, what do these guys think that they're pulling? Like,
I think it's just
do you really think we're not going to tell?
No, it's because it's their ego, their status, who they are, and they think that they're so hot that we would be willing to risk our friendships to, like, go behind our backs to, like, hook up with them. I'm like, sweetie, you're not worth. I'm sorry, but, like, I cherish my best friends and my close friends. And you guys already know how I am. I've lost 2 friends this year, or technically last year, because they chose to hang out with my ex and not keep a friendship. So I canceled them. But I don't care about guys. Like, I will choose a friendship over any guy.
Yeah, it's just moral of the story, men, when you're trying to pull one over, not only on, like, close friends, but, like, we also all work together. So we obviously see each other no matter what, once a week, if not more. Don't lie to us.
And you text me every day.
Yeah, like, we talk every day.
We have a group chat. We have 2.
We have, like, multiple. Like, we talk every day.
Ultimately, the joke is on the guy because we laughed about it and didn't care.
It's so funny.
Yeah, the only time I would ever be upset in that situation was if it was a serious boyfriend of mine. I'm very, like, I'm not really possessive unless it's someone who I'm seriously interested in. Like, you guys know the 2 people right now that if you flirted with them, kissed them, texted them, I would kill you. And I don't think either of you would do it.
Well, I was going to say it's on tape. No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, honestly, we all have such a
that
small...
was a
I'm like,
threat.
so if me and Alexa go missing.
It was a threat.
No, but we all have such a small, like, I literally have one person that, like, you know, and then it's just...
You know.
It's
just
who it jokes on him.
Can't. Yeah.
Like, he. But yeah, we don't care. We're not mad, so.
Like, you heard it here on 3 Girls, 1 Kitchen.
We talk.
All right, y'all. So let's wrap up this episode. Thank you for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you head over to Apple, subscribe to us, 3G1K. And if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to us here as well. Comment, let us know who had your favorite outfit, what your favorite topic was, what you want us to talk about next time, don't pick favorites, but you know what I'm saying. Comment, get that engagement up. Love you guys. Have a great day.
Bye.
Also, give us 5 stars.
Yes.
Yeah, we need reviews.
on Apple.
Yeah, Apple reviews.
On Yelp.
5 stars.
On Yelp.